Okay, you all ready? Because I'm fucking ready. Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Meant to Vent. My name is Jaime, and once again, it's Wednesday, bringing you that middle of the week vent session. And today there's going to be a little sports vent going on again because, man, oh man, do I got some stuff to get off my chest, my mind, and I just got to let it all out. And it's just got to go down somehow. So hope you all are patient with me on that one because it's going to be some serious venting going on. So how's everybody doing out there? I'm doing all right. Weather's real nice. We spoke on it before. The fucking fall is really nice around here at this time. You can't beat it. You can't beat it, man. But there is some crazy stuff going on that you just wish would just be over with already, you know? And a lot of people would agree with me. And what I'm talking about is like this whole year of 2020. You know what I'm saying? Because like 2020 has just been bananas, crazy. I mean, everything you could think of. Like, basically, you could put all our titles of our episodes combined, and it would describe 2020. You know, everything is just crazy. It's just nothing is like this new normal bullshit. Nothing is normal. You know what I'm saying? You would agree with me on that. I mean, I would say so, you know? It's just crazy. Things are changing at a rapid pace. You know, it's just bananas, you know. You just got to watch yourself. Everybody pay attention. Don't let nobody get over on you because everybody's trying to be a little slicksters too. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're getting close to the end of the year. You know, it's starting, like I said, fall's coming around. Then we're going to have some winter coming, you know, and then, you know, Christmas time, New Year's, and that New Year's going to come. So it's getting close, you know, and some people probably can't wait because all the way shit's going down right now. You know, people can't wait for this year to be done. And I might be one of those guys too, but or one of them people. But I might be on the fences with it at the same time because you never know. What if we end strong? What if we end with a bang? You know, what if something crazy happens before the year ends? And then it makes 2020 not so bad. Or it makes 2020 like 2 months long. You know what I'm saying? Either it was cool like November, December. Everything else was just bullshit. Like, you just never know. I'm just saying. It could happen. Before you knock it, let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of, like I said, everybody's waiting for it to end, and everybody wants you to forget about it. So let's say it stays this shitty ass shit that's going on, and at the end of the year, you just want to forget about 2020. Everybody be like, fuck 2020. Like, we go from 2019 to 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like how some hotels just don't put the 13th floor on places just because they believe it's an unlucky number. You know what I'm saying? Or like that kind of shit. So it goes into that thing. So once it's done, nobody will speak on it. It'll be like Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody will speak of this year ever again. They'll like pull you into alleys before the year's done in these secret groups and shit. You'll be at the grocery store and they'll pull you into meat lockers, some shit. And they'll be like, there's new rules for 2020. When 2020 is over, we don't talk about 2020. And then you have to obey the rules. They'll be like, there's rule number 1. We don't talk about 2020. And then they'll be like, rule number 2. If you hear about somebody telling you about 2020, ignore it because there's no such thing as 2020. And there's rule number 3. Don't ever talk about 2020. And that'd be like the 2020 Fight Club. They'd be like, don't you ever talk about it. Everybody just shut up about 2020. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, hopefully I can stay hopeful and maybe we can finish strong. I kind of hope so. I hope everybody's with me. Maybe we can manifest that shit and happen and make it really happen. Because I would love for us to finish it strong and just have a fun New Year's or a fun Christmas. They're already doing the stupid Halloween restrictions. I don't know if they are by us. I already heard, or they're not restriction. They're saying they recommend we don't go trick-or-treating. They're saying, why don't you have a pumpkin carving party? Like, really? Everybody wants to go get candy, fool. Nobody wants to just sit at home. We carve pumpkins really fast the day before or the day of so we can go out and get the candy. You know what I'm saying? What the hell's up with that? Gonna fucking just have to stay home. You are grounded on Halloween. You are grounded on the coolest holiday. You are grounded on one of the coolest of the 1 or 2 holidays that are cool. You know what I'm saying? There's like Halloween and Christmas. And then like New Year's. New Year's is like a holiday. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, that's a big party too. So that's like the big 3 of holiday parties. You know what I'm saying? Cinco de Mayo and Irish thing and all that stuff. That ain't real shit. I mean, it's good hair. You know, they changed it all. They changed it from what it really was. So you can't count that. I'm talking about the big three, like real holidays. You know what I'm saying? Jesus' birthday, Halloween, and celebrate a new year. Those should be the big three. And you shouldn't fuck with those, man. Of all things that, you know, and they're saying like the CDC is like, you shouldn't go get trick-or-treating. Y'all better just get creative and hook this up. Don't ruin this shit for the kids, man. I blame y'all because I want to give the kids candy and I want candy. I like when my son gets candy and I get to go through his candy. So I know you guys go through the candy. You know what I'm saying? You make that excuse up when we was younger. They'd be like, there was razor blades and needles in your candy. We got to go through your candy. That was just an excuse to get the candy. I mean, it probably happened maybe that one time. I don't know. Maybe not. This was like pre-internet. So maybe it could have been true. Or it was hearsay. Like somebody fucking had a hard-ass, like stale piece of candy. And they was like, there was a rock in my fucking candy bar. And then by the end of the fucking neighborhood into the next city, it was razor blades and needles and shit. So you never know what happened. Nobody trusting these motherfuckers with this crazy. Rumors get spread all around. Like I said, you could be in a little scrap. You guys just shoved each other. And by the time you got back to work, people's nose was busted. There was people getting body slammed and choked out unconscious. And a lady got slapped down and she wouldn't even nothing to do with it. And the food truck lady got head-butted. It would be all fucking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Then the assistant manager was throwing up out of fucking anxiety because he didn't know how to deal with it. That's what happens when people start spreading rumors. Y'all know it. It happens all the time on TV. Look what happens with TMZ. So I've been looking at the magazines and like messing around at work. You know, they be putting magazines out sometimes. And I see these new fashion trends, man. And it cracks me up. It reminds me from back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, you used to be able to buy a pair of pants that already had, like, because kids used to sag when sagging was like new. And before it was just like the prison thing. Before it was like the easy access and prison shit. Like everybody started, I mean, after, you know what I'm saying? Like after it was the, you know, because they started it or whatever, but the kids started thinking it was cool or whatever, you know, in the 90s, and it was all sagging. And some kids were like rich, you know, some kids had privilege and money. You know about that. We're talking about it right now. Shit's going down now about the privilege and shit. And some of these guys wanted to be cool like the people from the hood that didn't have no choice because their pants was probably hand-me-downs like myself. My sister's best friend was like close to my age, but my man was like 6'6". He played for like U of M and shit. And I used to get his hand-me-downs. My clothes were just, I didn't have no choice but to sag. Even my shirts, man, my fucking shoulder be hanging out, looking like a fucking, people thought I was gay having a fucking shirt hanging off my shoulder and shit. So I was wearing this motherfucker that was almost 7 feet tall as clothes. I couldn't fit into my other brother, because I was taller than my other brother, and my other brother was just like, I just couldn't fit into that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have no choice but to sag. But some of these guys wanted to be cool sag, and they was fortunate, you know, privileged, fortunate of some sorts. You know, and they go to stores like Sears and the J.C. Penney's and the Kohl's, you know what I'm saying, and with their moms, and they're like, I want these pants. So they grab these pants off the rack, excuse me, and they already have the boxers, like the top of boxers, stitched on the top of the jeans. They were stitched on the top of the jeans so it would look like you was sagging so you could still wear your pants where they belong. But then everybody looked like they had this little ass torso because you got that fucking boxer half up to your belly button, fool. And then you got this, you know, it just didn't work. It looked like you was wearing mom pants. You know what I'm saying? So they got these new jeans where they already have, but, you know, it's another skinny jean, but it has pre-made grass stains in them. I'll let you sit on that for a second. Pre-made grass stains in your jeans. I try to avoid grass stains in my jeans because it's not the easiest thing to get out of jeans. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the hardest thing to get out of jeans. And even the owner of Levi says, don't wash your jeans. But I don't really want the grass stains in my jeans. Damn. So now you can buy them pre-torn, pre-sagged, pre-stretched. And now you can fucking get them like that with the fucking grass stains. Get them dirty already. Buy them dirty. Now you're buying dirty jeans. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was what the AC/DC song was talking about. They was warning you about not the dirty deeds. It was warning you about the dirty jeans. Y'all heard the lyrics wrong. They was warning you about the dirty jeans. But yeah, I don't know about that. That's getting weird as hell. I don't want my shit pre-dirtified. You know, pre-soiled. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's probably not even a real grass stain. It's probably some chemical shit or like a paint or a dye they're going to put in your jeans so it always looks that color. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't going to just put real grass stains. They're spreading a virus right now. You know what I'm saying? There's some shit going on right now. They're going to put real grass stains in your jeans. So who knows what kind of chemical is going on there to look like a grass stain. Think about it. Think about it. So I was listening up on the radio, man, and I heard about these new these new dating trends. You know, because I've been married for a while, and so I see like when people are single, like so I like to hear these things like listening to radio stations or some other talk shows or whatnot where they bring up some scenarios. Well, this one caught me. You know, it was kind of interesting. So they were saying like this new I don't even know if it's new. You know what I'm saying? Because I always went the old school way. So say you're at a bar somewhere and you see somebody you like, and you want to maybe talk to there's a group of beautiful looking women on the table or handsome looking fellas over there, and you want to get their attention. And usually you would send over a drink, see what they're drinking over there and buy what they're getting, you know what I'm saying? Get them around to what they got and say it's from over here, or do that, you know what I'm saying? Or you go up to them and, can I buy you a drink? You know what I'm saying? Or ask them, offer them one. I don't really know if the women do that often to the guys, but I know, the fellas do it. You know what I'm saying? So they would offer them a drink. But now I've been hearing that some people are doing, they're sending food over. So I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I didn't think about that. Like somebody sending an appetizer and somebody sending some stuff like that or a meal or something like that. And that's just different. I never heard about that. I never heard about people doing that, but that's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm hungry, hell yeah, send me over some wings. You know what I'm saying? Send me something over to eat. I wouldn't mind a little snack. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds pretty good. Or you got to be careful though, because what about people's diets? Some people can be on strict diets because they got all these new diets now, like the ketos and the carnivores and fucking vegetarians and vegans. I think there's vegetarians and vegans are different. I don't even know the game because I eat meat like a motherfucker. So I don't even know what the different categories is. I think there's fake vegan, real vegan, and all the way vegan. But you can tell when you see the all the way vegans, and no disrespect, y'all might be healthy, but you don't look it. Y'all look fucking like you need something to eat. I just want to offer you money. You look like you're in a nice suit and all scraggled up. And I kind of feel like you stole the suit and I want to give you $1 or something. And you know what I'm saying? Because you look like hungry. I want to buy you some food. Or do that thing they talking about. Hey, buy that guy a sandwich on me because something's going on. And but it's not. Y'all look kind of not that healthy sometimes. I don't know what is going on. But maybe it's me with my meat eating self. Meat and potatoes. Yum. I eat veggies too, but I'm just saying. It's just bananas. But you got to also watch out for allergies. What if somebody's got some fucking crazy allergy and you send them over something good and they fucking they look over you and fucking flip you off. You know what I'm saying? Because you just gave them some. Or what if they was on a crazy diet where they can't eat? Or you send them the food and she's like, what, you send me this because I'm fat? What if she gets offended? What if she gets offended because you send her food? And she'd be like, no. See, I'm not hungry because I already ate twice before I got here. No, I'm just kidding. You don't remember that from Friday. But I'm just saying, what if somebody gets offended? Because I'm fat? You know what I'm saying? Or because I'm thick? You know what I'm saying? And what if somebody likes somebody thick? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's going to eat something, ain't afraid to eat something. You know what I'm saying? I want you to eat when I go out to eat. Because that way I don't feel bad when I'm grubbing down. How long would it take for you to eat a salad? You're going to take their little bites of salad when I'm eating a steak and potatoes and vegetables and asparagus or whatnot, drinking a big old giant soda or beer. And then you're just scrumpling on this little salad and I'm on entrees and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want somebody that's going to eat. It's not an offensive, it wouldn't be an offensive thing. You know what I'm saying? So some people might take it that way though. That's what I'm saying. Because there's, gluten-frees and all this different diets. So you send somebody some gluten, they just slide it to the side. You might not want to take offense because you really don't know, what their diet might be. So, take caution when you do that. I would if I was you. You know what I'm saying? Beware. Step lightly. Or if you're not going to step lightly, just observe the situation. See if she looks hungry or if the table looks hungry. Because then if she don't eat it, somebody on the table more likely ain't on the same diet. Somebody ain't dieting. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to eat it. But even though if you went to the person you targeted, hey, you win some, you lose some. But you got to do what you got to do, I guess, So Mr. Dane Cook, I know you guys remember him, real good stand-up comedian, had some good times, and then all of a sudden he just kind of disappeared, I know he did a movie recently. I think it was he tried a serious role, But he was known more for his stand-up comedy. You know, he was in a couple flicks, you know, but they weren't like no big blockbusters or nothing like that. But so I was like, you know, what the hell is this thing? You know, I've been seeing these celebrities do this like table read. You guys been seeing this thing? Like, I'm not a big fan of this thing. I don't really like it, man. It's a table read. I'd rather watch a fucking movie. Like, go film some shit. I don't want to fucking see you guys on a Zoom meeting or and you're not even the people that are in the movie. Like, it's not even the cast of the movie, and they're all like having, I mean, I'm sure it's probably fun for those guys because they're actors, but we're not actors. We like to see scenery. Like, how are you going to do a cool movie and you ain't going to see, like the cool, like scene of the movie? You're just going to hear these guys talking. And you're not even as funny or charismatic, even though you're a good, credible A-list actor or whatnot, which confused me also how he got some of these actors in this group were like A-listers. You know, he had big Brad Pitt up in there and like McConaughey and all kinds of people in there doing this read, you know? So they did a table read of the script of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which I love that movie. You know, cheers to Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Great flick. But I'm not a fan of this table reading shit. I don't know about you guys, but me, come on, man. Show me something more than your heads in a Zoom meeting. It's not as cool. What if you guys all dressed as the characters? That would have made it more something. So y'all remember this. Share that with these guys. Tag them in it. They should like dress as the characters because that would make it more funner. At least we're seeing something. You know what I mean? So it confused me like how he got all these people together, but I guess he got them together and they did the movie. And then I was like, man, Dean Cook looks weird. He looks different because I ain't seen him in a long time. Like, what happened to my man? He looks different. This is like he got some crazy plastic surgery or something. Like, dude, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened since like Employee of the Month? Or that, you know, your stand-up shows. What happened to that movie with you and Jessica Simpson? I know you did some other movie after, but for real, what happened? Because you just started looking, I don't know, I was watching him. He looked all like he was allergic to something. He got stung in the face by a bunch of bees before the show started. Or like he just went and got some crazy plastic surgery and it went wrong. Like we might see him in like the unedited version of like the season of Botched, and he's going to be on there like Dane Cook, you know, tried to change his look and shit, and it didn't work. Obviously it didn't. He looked all weird, man. He like over Botoxed himself or some shit. He like Wotoxed himself because his face looked all weird and different. Didn't look like the same dude. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm looking at him like, man, he reminds me of that lady who got all that plastic surgery back then. She was like some rich lady or something. And she looked like, they called her the Lion Lady. And he looked like I don't know if he was trying to go for the Lion Lady look, but he came out looking like a mixture of him and Chrissy Teigen put together. Like it's a mixture of Dane Cook and Chrissy Teigen's face. And it made like what Dane's Cook face look like right now. And it was wild. I don't know what to say, but it was just it was crazy, dog. No disrespect to Chrissy Teigen and John Legend or Dane Cook, but it does look kind of weird, man. I'm just doing the eye test. You know what I'm saying? And I'm no supermodel, but like I said before, my eyes do work. They do. They work pretty well. I plan on venting on sports. In UFC news, last Saturday night, man, I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a great fight between Cody Covington and, a good veteran in the game who goes by the name of Tyrone Woodley. And they were the main event, man. It was awesome. It was a great fight, a lot of action. Woodley, a lot of people say he's on the downside and he should hang it up. I kind of agree. I mean, but it's hard to tell a guy because sometimes they come into fights and they look great. You see them training, they look great. But then when it comes down to fight time, maybe they shouldn't be training as hard as they did when they were younger. Maybe they should, do a little less things because it seems like they don't seem to show up, as good as they looked in their training or something. You know what I mean? So, hands down, it was a great fight, man. These guys were kicking each other's ass. Woodley was getting on Cody, and Cody was getting back, and Woodley kind of got a little position on him, and I thought he was going to get him in that choke move. I forget what they call it, the guillotine choke maybe. It almost looks like the suplex or the, you know what I'm saying, back in wrestling days, like where they got their head under there, you know what I'm saying, and his body's out this way. And it looked like he's going to go for the choke out win. And all of a sudden, Cody Covington was just beating the body, like furious, just punches to the body, man, over and over, like boom, 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 boom. And then they had him in his position. And all of a sudden, Woodley lets go, even though he was you would think he was in the in the power position, but he ended up getting an injury or something. He started screaming about his rib and tapped out, and they had to stop the fight. So Covington won by TKO. And man, it was just so entertaining. It was an odd win, but it was crazy. He had to protect himself. He couldn't, if he would have held him longer in that lock, he would have took more shots to the body. If he would let him go, he could have took a kick to the body. You don't want to risk it if you got a broken rib, man, because it depends where they break. You could stab an organ. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to play with that. So I think he played the right move. By all means, he played the right move. You know what I'm saying? You got to be safe by all means. Let's live to not fight another day for the fans like myself and for just life in general. You know what I mean? So, he kind of made the right move. He was hurt. So Cody celebrated in the ring, and, he does all that post-fight interview. And during the post-fight interview, he kind of went all super patriotic on everybody. Well, like he always does. If you guys know him, he's always got the MAGA hat on, and he's got the Make America Great Again hat on, and he's always representing for Trump. I don't know why I went all Southern for that. I'm sorry. But so he's always like a big, pro-Trump supporter. And after the fight, he grabbed the American flag, put it over his shoulder, which was kind of cool, saying all that. Then he grabbed the microphone, and during an interview, post-fight interview, he says he wanted to dedicate his fight to all the first responders, because he says they keep us all safe. Excuse me. But I'm a strong believer in freedom of speech, and expression, the whole amendment part, So I believe, your opinion is your opinion. And he says, I want to thank all the first responders and, keeping America safe for everybody. Like, he's like, for everybody like you and me and blah, blah, blah. He said to them, I don't really know it exact, but he dedicated everything to first responders. And then he decided to take a little strange left turn, and he decided to attack some athletes. He decided to say, he's tired of these so-called woke athletes. He used the word woke athletes, and he said, you guys are all cowards. And then he called out LeBron James specifically, and it was kind of strange, like I said. He said that these woke athletes are real cowards, and because they're not taking a stand for our first responders or whatnot. And some people, didn't like it. Some people did like it, and it was a little crazy. Some of the athletes actually even went a little like sparring match on Twitter. They were on his Twitter, and they were all, exchanging words and doing all this whatnot. And it got a little crazy. And I kind of think it got out of hand because, we should respect people's opinion, whether you like them or not. I mean, people have shitty opinions. Like, look at when you watch you can watch American Idol, and people will sit there and get judged. And some people believe in their heart. I know I make jokes about American Idol ears. Like, they can hear in their heart that they're like this awesome, amazing singer. And then there's people around them that maybe for their own entertainment are saying the same thing. Like, you're this great singer. You should be singing in front of crowds. You should be in front of millions. And I just don't, so Simon Cowell can be out there and be like, you should, get a refund from your singing teacher, and you should do this and that, punch your singing coach, your vocal coach in the face. They're saying these things on a TV show like that. They're like down there where you can judge them like that. But, and this guy can say his opinion and do those kind of things and attack a person. And the reason I'm saying like it's just one person or whatever, but that there's more than one person like that individual. There's a lot of people like that. There's a big group for all kinds of people for that kind of shit to be happening. So I just believe like the freedom of speech should exist, and your ways to express yourself and all that stuff. And I felt like he did, he felt he was being patriotic, and he said some things, and maybe he just got, a little too caught up in the moment and decided to, cause I don't know if you guys ever seen his interviews. He's always a very, very interesting interview. He's kind of like a version of Conor McGregor. He kind of wants to say these like wild, intricate things to get a view or, get the media's cameras on him. You know what I mean? So maybe he did it for the shock part, for the shock and awe, that kind of shit. Maybe he just did it for that, like for the reaction, to keep himself relevant because he doesn't have a belt, because he's not a champion. So we can even use that as a possibility also, being that he doesn't got a championship and he wants to stay relevant. So, he even said it at the end of the match. I want my belt back. So maybe he just did that shit to spark the flame a little bit, get a little more attention on him. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. You got to keep your eye on that. Well, I got to bring it up, people. I got to bring it back up, man. My Lions. My fucking Detroit Lions, baby. Anyways, they are not doing very well. I mean, it's only week 2, but still, man, this is like this coach's like 3rd year. He's like 30-something games in, and he's got like fucking, I think, 3 or 4 wins or some shit. It's not good, man. It's not looking good. It's bad for the team. It's bad for the quarterback. I mean, this dude's had so many coaches and probably new playbooks. It's probably ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? How many times he's got to restart. Oh, got to restart. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's one, you know, particular part that has been, you know, with the team this whole time, and it's been the quarterback. And it brings me to my question, you know, like, when is it enough? You know, he's been here for a long time. Maybe he should, you know, want to go play somewhere else, or maybe try to go to a competitive team, or, you know, so maybe he can find glory in in another city or something, you know? So I'm just wondering if maybe we should let Stafford go. And I'm not happy with this GM either. He's not doing nothing. Like his draft picks aren't doing very well. And people are like, "Oh, he's a rookie. You know, give him. It's only a second game. He didn't get a preseason." I get it. I get that, but that did not look like a 3rd round pick or a 3rd pick of the 1st round or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, that did not look like a 3rd pick. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I also hear that he's got like a kind of a diva in the locker room. Like, it's all the way you can't play and you're going to have a big mouth. That's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Like I said, should we set him free? Get rid of the GM, the coach? I kind of think they should just do a big swipe. You know, the daughter took over the team. It's still the Ford family. Like, I kind of hear that the Ford family doesn't have a good football organization from other players that you see in interviews and all these things. But I don't know the truth, but you never know. One person made a good quote. I forget who it was. He was a sports commentator, and he said something like, I don't think it matters the uniform that he would wear. I think he would have still threw the interception that he threw last week. And I was like, damn. And that was like a hard truth right there. That was when I was like, pow, one of them little gut punches. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I don't think it would have mattered what uniform he was wearing. I was like, whoa. So meaning like he didn't think Stafford was like that kind of quarterback. And I was like, dang, that's kind of crazy. But a lot of people don't think that. You know, I think we should try to look for a quarterback at the draft of next year and, you know, just to see what happens. Start planning for the future, because a back injury, no joke. And he's not getting any more safer. Those guys are like, can't keep him safe for that long. Seems like they got a few drives in them and they look really nice, Pro Bowl like level players. And then, you know, 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter, these guys started getting plowed over and plowed over and plowed over. And Stafford's just running for his life, and he can barely run. He can barely run as it is. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. He already looks hurt before the game starts. Every game, he's all stiff and shit. Ever see him run? Looks like when he runs, it hurts. So I'm just saying, man, they don't keep him safe. So it's just something to think about that. They got no defense. And speaking of them having no defense, the damn Lions, the damn loins. And that's where the damn loins comes from. Because one time I was at my brother's house like a few years, way back, you know what I'm saying? A few years back when we was all like, our kids was little kids, you know. Now they're like young men now, you know what I'm saying? So these guys was like little kids, and my brother got, you know, they were all into sports. So they had like every sport ball, soccer, baseball, you know, hockey, pucks everywhere, sticks, basketballs, you know what I'm saying? Footballs. So he got them like these Nerf balls. And my brother wrote on the football for the kids, was going to write Lions on it for the Detroit Lions. But he misspelled the Lions and wrote loins. And I happen to just be so observant like I am. I'm just looking around, looking for something to poke at. I don't know why. And so I see the football, and I'm like, does that say loins? That says loins. So I had the ball, I'm like, man, what is this? What is this? And my brother's like, what? And I'm like, this, man. He's like, what? And I'm like, man, it says loins. And he had to look at it a couple of times. He's like, oh, the little kids wrote it. I'm like, man, they could barely just was writing their name when you did this, man. Don't be lying. It's all a straight line with a Sharpie, a big-ass fucking permanent Sharpie. The damn loins. And the messed up spelling is like the team. The team is all messed up. So that's where the damn loins comes from. And I'm going to give you a little description of the defense that doesn't exist on the Detroit Lions, if y'all are ready for something like this. The Lions defense is like Obama's border policy. Everybody gets through. The Lions defense is like the cure for all ill, bad diseases. It doesn't exist. Sorry about that. But it doesn't exist. The Lions defense is like Kim Kardashian. It's like everybody gets up in there. Sorry about that. But it's true. Everyone gets up in there. The Lions defense is like some lost secret civilization that people ain't telling you about that lives on Jupiter. Yo, newsflash. It ain't there. It ain't there. The Lions defense is like a really, really, really bad day. But don't worry, you'll get through it. You'll get through it. Lions defense is like a secret pedophile ring cover-up. You guys know what's going on and know it's really bad, but yet you still let it happen. You do. Lions defense is like Sliden's brain. Have y'all heard him lately? It ain't there. It ain't there. Neither is their defense. Neither is the defense. Lions defense is like a traffic light intersection at an intersection in a really bad neighborhood in Detroit. Man, that ain't stopping nothing. We going through that light. Just like the Lions defense. We going through it. I'm sorry. Sort of. But I can't stop there. Because if you're going to go there, then I got to go and blame the coach. Because the coach ain't coaching very well either. He was some supposed defensive guru. And if you just heard my description of the defense, whoa, where the hell is that coming from? So anyways, this dude ain't a good coach, man. I don't know what he's doing. I remember when they won one game, they showed him in the locker room like he was trying to be all like, because he got championships with Brady and all that. He was all trying to be in the locker room. He was like, I told you, men, if you do it like this, you will win a game. And they've been trying to do it like this, man, and they ain't winning no more games. What happened to that locker speech? It didn't work. It didn't work because you ain't no good coach. You're not a good coach. That pencil in the ear ain't doing shit. It ain't making you smarter. You might be a good smart as far as education goes, but football coaching, it ain't there. It ain't there, man. You just ain't a good coach. And I don't care what nobody wants to argue about that. You can argue about it if you want, but I'm going to win this argument. You know why? Because I got evidence why he ain't no good coach. And I'm going to hit you with that evidence why this dude ain't a good coach. If Matt Patricia's a good coach, then serial killers are good citizens. Top that. I'll wait a second. If Patricia is a good coach, then Evel Knievel never rode a motorcycle. Never. Come on. Argue me. Change my mind. You can't do it. If Patricia is a good coach, then water isn't wet. It's not. And if it is, he ain't a good coach. Still. If Patricia is a good coach, then Tony Hinchcliffe is a good comedian. He's not. If Patricia is a good coach, then motor oil is safe to drink. It's not. Don't do it. He's not a good coach. And motor oil is not safe to drink. If Patricia is a good coach, then you ain't black. And I've just played. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, hit me with a like and subscription. I'd really appreciate it. And you can catch me on Wednesdays and catch me and my man Will on Saturdays. And this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. See ya, humans.